bomb. It killed people.
I have seen one too many Barbie dream houses, but where are the Oppenheimer builds, man? So it is my responsibility to balance the scales and finally build Oppenheimer in Bloxburg. Well, no, I'm not gonna build Oppenheimer the person. I'm gonna build the town that he made, called Los Alamos. Yeah, so in the trailer, it's just this little doohickey in the middle of nowhere. A tiny town, don't even have paved roads, come on. So based on what we have in the trailer, I'm gonna try and build it in Bloxburg. This is not gonna be easy. Okay, so during the intro, I was building the main gate. It's this little one in the middle, and it's a pretty basic building on the inside.
Oh my god, it's Albert Einstein!
I'll just quickly do another speed build of the first family home. It's the next day, and I've got a brand new Oppenheimer outfit. And so far, this is what we've done. We have the main gate, done a bit more decorating on the inside. We also have a computer, just for moods purposes. And then this is the normal little home, really basic. So tiny kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. And I actually think that now would be a good time to lay down the dirt path. Now again, most of these houses look the same, so I'll probably do one or more of these wooden family homes, and then we'll start working on the actual town. Now, the nice thing about already having done a house is that you can mostly just copy and paste, yoink, those fences. We could have this little log armchair. Now on to the inside, we can add a little floor for the bathroom. So we've done a little dining area outside. So using the porch's materials, I've made the entrance slightly elevated. So first we can add a little indent into the wall where you can put the shampoo and everything. And for the sink, we can use one of these rustic counters. Okay, so I've done the bathroom, and it's pretty simple. And I've also added a window with some shutters on the outside. I think that's something we could do, is add the power box over here. We could have a little console table where we can put stuff like our keys and everything else. Now we can add the same old television. And I actually think we could use this one. And we can probably add a couple plants. We could have a shelf, not a hazard at all. And now all we have left to do is the kitchen. Another house down. The voiceover's back. I sounded so dead. So I've made a couple small changes, like I've made the path a bit more flowy and just connected it in multiple areas, as well as just made it look a bit more natural. Now we'll start building the government buildings. So if we go back to the trailer, we can see these little 2-story white houses in the background, which I'm guessing are the main ones where all the laboratories and boardrooms are. So now I'm building somewhat of a school, but I'll just call it an educational institute. It's day 3 and let's build a church. A 4x7 should be good. And this time round, I'm probably gonna build the outside before I do the inside. Now we're gonna use the traditional windows, so I have zero clue on what this should look like. I'm definitely going to need some inspiration. And I actually think we could make these windows have different colors to get it that stained glass effect. We're gonna use these candles to light up the sides. And I actually learned a flooring trick from pizza bread. If you overlay the typical planks with the wood grain, you get like a really realistic wooden texture. Ooh. Now I'm probably gonna make the front section out of basic shapes because that just seems to be the easiest route to take. I'm gonna try and mimic the structural thing I saw in the picture. And the altar is pretty simple. It honestly just looks like a counter. I think we could add a piano. Yeah, I think that's the church done. Actually, we could do a little landscaping outside. I've covered around 1/5 of the map in sand, and this is looking like a Fortnite update. but I mean, it works. Well, here's the church. It's actually much more simple than I would have thought. This is probably like a 30-minute build. So now I can just play Peaches all day inside the church. Let's go. Okay, it's day 8, and I don't want to talk about what happened. I've just procrastinated for 5 days straight. So today I want to work on something pretty major. In this little section, I want to build a shop. Because where would the people of this town get their food? So I'm gonna do something simple, with this being a grocery store and this being a cafe. Hey, it's me, the magical voiceover gremlin. I'm just gonna narrate over what I build, because to be honest, I am not on a true Reese's level. Like, I cannot say interesting stuff while I build. The most boring, uninteresting, and dubious stuff comes out of my mouth while I'm focusing on building. You do not want to hear all that. I've done a bit of building off camera, and now we've got this big barbed wire fence all around the town. And I've done this little grocery store, and I'm gonna change this later. Inside is very simple. So we have some shelves with cereal and hair products or whatever. And we have a little counter space where Old Man Jack is gonna work. But now I think it's time to work on the cafe. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to narrate over a lot of this. So I started off building the cafe, and I made the walls a simple green with an interesting swirl texture, and added a couple tables around the place. I also made the kitchen using the most expensive appliances in the game. The only explanation I can give is that it's the most authentic restaurant experience with those overpriced counters. I don't want to waste much time talking about the cafe, so next we're gonna move on to the first laboratory building. And on the inside, I'm gonna just copy a lot of the features from the Educational Institute, like this boardroom. However, the special thing about this laboratory is that it's going to house the atomic bomb itself. It took me a while to build it using the basic shapes, and I couldn't get quite close to what we see in the trailer, but I tried my hardest, and I think it kinda resembles it. Let me know what you think. I've built a couple of things off camera, and I think it's finally time to give the tour of Los Alamos. As you ride into the city, here's the main gate. Inside is just a couple desks and a little old bathroom. If we go forwards, this is the main crossing. Around the corner is the Los Alamos Educational Institute. Inside, you're greeted by a large reception desk. And if you go off to the side, a couple bookshelves. And these are the main meeting boardrooms. This is where you can discuss Cold War politics and then draw physics equations on these whiteboards. Heading upstairs, we have a classroom. Inside it's fairly simple, and heading through the hallway, we get to the toilets. Both of them are pretty much identical. Continuing down the road, we get to the entrance of the church, and inside, it's a very basic build. Now we've made a full loop back to the main gate, and this time we can keep heading forward. And this is the Los Alamos Laboratory. Entering, we have a small reception desk area. This is probably my least favorite building because it's just so weirdly decorated. And here, you definitely couldn't tell by these radioactive signs, is where the main bomb is held. And this is the atomic bomb itself. The second floor is just disappointing. Moving on, we can park our car here. And here we have Michael's restaurant. I tried to make it pretty cute. I made a custom little menu, and the kitchen is just the bare necessities. However, it still cost me a fortune. And then on the other side, we have Jack's Grocers, stores from the mountains, born in the mountains. I'm pretty happy with how the inside is looking, and I do not have the patience to arrange all the fruits in order. Then if we decide to keep going forwards, we're gonna meet another government building. This is the thinking room. We have another boardroom with more patriotism, and we have a little kitchen and some shrimp. Around the corner, we have Poppy's Popcorn. This is another one I've done off camera, and I'm pretty happy with it. However, I did do the Reese's neon lighting, and it does not look like a 1940s building. However, it looks cool, so I'll make an exception. And then a similar thing on this roundabout. This is not from the 1940s. However, it was just too cute to pass. Like, come on, look at this. Okay, that is Los Alamos officially finished.